Hi there, Year 3, and welcome to our final lesson on the topic of temptation for our RE topic this half term. Um, so, let's have a little think about what we've been doing so far. So, last week we had to think about being tempted in different situations, and we also had to look at how Christians dealt with being tempted and how Jesus was tempted in the desert. And this week, we're going to be having a think about if we can describe how we feel when we are tempted to do something. And that's about us communicating those feelings. So I'd like you to spend just a few minutes thinking about can you think of any times when you might have felt tempted to do something? How did it make you feel? And what did you choose to do? And how did you choose what to do? So it might have been a situation in school, it might have been a situation at home, you might have been tempted to do the wrong thing. Remember, temptation is something that we know we shouldn't do, but we're very tempted to do. So, what did you choose to do, and how did it make you feel? So, let's have a little look at what you're going to be doing today. So, we're going to apply some of our knowledge now about temptation, and we're going to think about can we describe situations when people might be tempted? So, as part of your work pack today, you have a series of situations. We would like you to think about those and think about what would you do, what would you be tempted to do, what would be the right thing to do in that situation. So I'm going to give you one of those now, and you have a few others to have a little look through by yourself. So the first one I'm going to read out for you, it's all about a situation at school. So you're in the cloakroom and you're taking off your shoes and your coats. It might be outside in the locker area where you might be taking some things off and you might be putting them in your locker, for example. And you see a boy from your class taking a keyring off another person's bag and putting it on their bag. So what would you do in this situation? So this child's obviously been tempted to take something that isn't theirs. And we talked about this last week about maybe stealing or lying are things that people are tempted to do. So, what would you do in this situation? What would be the right thing to do? So, you've got two options. You ask them what they are doing and tell the teacher what you have seen, or you don't say anything at all. It's not your keyring, so it doesn't matter. So, I'd like you to talk through with an adult all these different situations that we've given you and have a think about what would you do in this situation? What would be the right thing to do? Okay, so that's your first task for today. Once you've had a go at that, we'd like you to think of your own story. So, can you think of a situation? It could be at school, it could be at home. So, if it was in school, it might be in the classroom, it might be in the playground, it might be between your friends. Can you think of a situation similar to the ones that you've been sorting in the other activity? Think about the boy in the cloakroom who was tempted to take the keyring off of the bag. A situation like that. If it was at home, it might be something that's happening between a brother and a sister at home, or it might be that you're out with your family, maybe for a day out, and something happens. So we'd like you to write a story for that. So what's happened, what's the situation, and then give us two answers. So answer one is going to be what you think would be the right thing to do, and answer two might be the wrong thing to do. So the right choice and the wrong choice. So you can write or draw your story in this space. You'll have a worksheet that looks a bit like what's on the screen. And if you want to write your story in and give your two answers, that's fine. If you'd like to draw your story in and make it really clear what your two options are going to be. So we're really looking forward to seeing your stories. We're really looking forward to what answers you're going to be putting in, answer one and answer two, and maybe you could indicate on there which one you would choose. And remember to read it to somebody at home. And that brings us to the end of our RE unit on temptation for this half term. We hope you really enjoyed it. We hope it's made you think a little bit more about what temptation means, what temptation means to us, and what temptation means to Christians. So I really hope you've enjoyed it. Have a lovely half term, and I look forward to seeing you back after your half term break. Okay, bye then, year 3.